Hey guys, it's Steph. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a little bit sit-down style. I made my own little setup in this corner. I have my plant here smushed against the wall, set on the radiator, but you would never know that if I didn't tell you. And I've always wanted to kind of utilize this wall that we have in our kitchen, just because it's kind of nice. And I was just feeling in the mood to chat. It is at 7:30 p.m. and I was planning on doing this video tomorrow, but I'm already behind and I was feeling chatty and we still have some daylight and I'm using my ring light. And it's kind of just a fun and silly one. Hopefully it'll be around 10 minutes, even though I can get chatty. But it's the restaurants I miss in America. And it is basically fast food restaurants, because I know a fast food restaurant versus a full service sit down restaurant, generally it's nicer or preferred to go to a full service sit down restaurant, but both countries have good options when it comes to full service sit down restaurants. And I think generally, and for myself and Gary, it's usually not the chain restaurants. So I won't really get into the restaurants that I would happen to miss in the States, because there's kind of equally as good of options here in Ireland when it comes to those kind of restaurants. And to be honest, what I do find myself missing the most sometimes are, oh man, I wish there was one of these around, does happen to be more so fast food or quick service style food restaurants. So that's enough of the intro. Let's get into it. Oh, I will say, and it will lead me into the first restaurant, what led me to think about finally doing this video. I suppose I've thought about it before, but I caught a bad stomach bug a couple of days ago. It's actually still lingering on a little bit. Once I finally regained my appetite a little bit, the one thing that was on my mind that I truly was craving it so badly, was broccoli cheddar soup in a bread bowl from Panera. And so I'll say Panera Bread is my first restaurant, fast food-ish style restaurant that I would say I miss from the States. It's not number one, but yeah, it's kind of up there. Every Panera restaurant that I had been to in the States had a drive-through, which is another thing, not to sound lazy, but it is convenient sometimes to have drive-through restaurants, especially because sometimes if things are like in the little village of the town in Ireland, it's not always simple or quick or free to park, and it's generally not too big of a deal, but sometimes when it is busier, parking becomes a little bit more frustrating, and so that again takes away from the quickness and convenience of certain restaurants. Over the past 2 days, I really was missing their soup in particular, but I did like getting their sandwiches too. I liked the soup, you pick too, the soup and sandwich combo. I had a phase where I got their sausage, egg and cheese breakfast sandwich for a while. And I also liked picking up a bagel and cream cheese. Next on the list, I think this is truly my most miss, and that's Chipotle. I just find it tasty. It's quick and convenient. And what I like about it, as far as fast, quick, and convenient, is I find it at least somewhat of a healthier option compared to the traditional fast food burger and fries style places like McDonald's, Burger King, and Wendy's. It's obviously the style of food is different. It's quick, you can pick what you want, and I don't know if I'm right in saying, I think I would consider it a little bit healthier, and especially because you obviously have the freedom to pick whatever you want in your bowl or your burrito, you can kind of make it even healthier as well. There's not much more to say. I really miss it. I don't know. I just liked it. It was probably my favorite quick style takeaway food to go and grab, and I would absolutely love it if they were in Ireland. Next on the list, with a couple honorable mentions right behind it because they're kind of similar style, but it's Potbelly's, which is a sandwich style sub kind of fast food restaurant. I don't know if I'm right in saying fast food, but I hope you guys know what I mean when I say that, because sometimes it's the convenience that I also miss. I liked Potbelly's the best. Okay, I'll say my honorable mentions before I say what I liked about Potbelly's. Jimmy John's and Jersey Mike's, because I do like Jimmy John's as well. I think I like Potbelly's more. And I'll say Jersey Mike's because Gary and the girls, that was their favorite. They really liked Jersey Mike's. But what I liked the best about Potbelly's is I liked the sandwich in particular, the one I think it was called a wreck or the wreck, and I'd get it with basically all the toppings. And I like that they give the option to toast the sandwiches. I don't think Jimmy John's did that at all. And then Jersey Mike's, I think there was some warm sandwich options, but it wasn't the same as the toasted sandwiches at Potbelly's. Next on the list is Taco Bell. Yeah, I liked getting a quesarito at Taco Bell was my favorite, and a cheesy gordita crunch was like a hard shell taco wrapped in a soft shell taco with cheese in between. It's funny, I didn't like Taco Bell that much actually for the most of my life, but maybe the past 5 years of myself living in America, I really grew to like it. And yeah, there's nothing like that here, at least with like missing Potbellies. Like there is Subway and some sandwich style options, but yeah, there's really nothing like Taco Bell. So I definitely miss Taco Bell. Actually, when we were in Spain, they had a Taco Bell there, and they had one when we were in Liverpool as well. I didn't get to go to the one in Liverpool, but I did get to get a quesarito when I was at the Taco Bell in Spain, which kind of satisfied my craving for me missing Taco Bell. So that was kind of nice. Next on the list is bagel places. There are bagels in Ireland, but it's similar to getting, what's the brand? Is it called Thomas? Like just being able to buy a bag of, pre-made shelf sitting bagels at the grocery store. So essentially like they're not quite as fresh. We lived nearest to an Einstein Bagels, which would have been my preferred choice, but sometimes, like I said earlier, I would go to Panera Bread because it was a little bit closer and there was a drive-through. And then also growing up, there was a Bruegger's Bagels nearby, and I really liked Bruegger's Bagels. Actually, where Gary used to work in Ann Arbor, there was a Bruegger's Bagels, and that was his absolute favorite. So yeah, I miss fresh bagels. Actually, if anybody does know in the Dublin area, I don't think there's anywhere close to me, so it wouldn't be somewhere I would be able to go frequently, but maybe in town, if you know of any bagel destinations that really have a good, like fresh, authentic style bagel, let me know. Next on the list is Wendy's. Now we do definitely have McDonald's over here, and McDonald's is like my number one go-to for fast food and burger and fries. So I don't necessarily miss Wendy's that much, but it was somewhere that throughout my life I would visit on occasion, and it's not here, so I thought it was worth mentioning. Next on the list, this is somewhere I didn't necessarily go to too frequently, and it was only while we lived in our house in the States. During the last few years of us living there, they put in a Shake Shack semi near to us, and I really liked going there. So I would say I miss Shake Shack. It wasn't somewhere that I ever visited super frequently throughout my life, but I also thought it was worth mentioning. The rest of the places I'm about to mention are also more so honorable mentions, and I just say that because either they weren't somewhere that I went frequently, or they're not necessarily my favorite, but at one point in time I had it and I enjoyed it maybe once or twice or here or there, or for a small phase of my life. So I definitely think it's worth mentioning because they're not here, and I think it's just sometimes fun to know the differences between Ireland and the States. So just to continue on with the video, I'll say some more places that they don't have here in Ireland. Dunkin' Donuts. I never frequented there too much, but throughout my life, I have definitely been there from time to time. Gary did say there used to be a Dunkin' Donuts in town at one point in time, but I've not seen it there, and he doesn't think it's there anymore. Next is Arby's. There's definitely been times that I've enjoyed Arby's. The one that was nearest to our house in the States, our last 5 years that we were living there, I didn't feel like it was the greatest. Arby's itself, that location wasn't the greatest, but I've definitely, myself and Gary, have enjoyed Arby's more than a time or two. So I have to mention that too. Next on the list is Popeyes, and there was never a Popeyes super near to myself. It wasn't super far, but long story short, I never had it that many times, but I do love a good chicken sandwich with mayo and pickles. And a couple of times that we went to Popeyes to get the chicken sandwich, and a couple times we sat through the really long lines, I did really enjoy it. There is KFC over here. The couple of times that I've had it, I didn't really enjoy it because, like I said, with the pickles, I really like having pickles on a chicken sandwich, and they didn't have pickles. It was kind of lacking. It was a little bit lacking in the flavor department. And I'm gonna quickly list off the last few, which is In-N-Out, Chick-fil-A, Tim Hortons, Sonic, and Raising Cane's. I've tried In-N-Out once, but there wasn't one near me. That was just when we were traveling, so I can't really say too much about that. But I know I think it's pretty popular in the States that it is in, so I thought it was worth mentioning. I've actually never tried Raising Cane's, but I watch this YouTuber who gets it sometimes and shows it in her videos, and it does look really good. And I also think it's another one that people really enjoy if they do have one nearby, so I decided to say that. I never ate at Sonic very much either. Yeah. And Tim Hortons, I never really visited frequently either. I would sometimes get the Timbits, the donut holes. And they're kind of fun on a random occasional time, but again, I didn't really frequent them that much either. Anyways, that's it for this video. I'm gonna wrap it up. It's 14 minutes now. I hope I can edit it down a little bit because I didn't want to make it too long because it's just a fast foods that I miss. But chat with me in the comments. Let me know what you would miss if I forgot anything. If you're from Ireland, what would you miss if you moved to America? If you're from America, what would you miss if you moved to Ireland? Anything I forgot, anything I got wrong, anything I said I missed that I don't know or realize that it does exist somewhere in Ireland. Anyways, I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, please hit the like button and please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so yet. And I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.